In honor of Jordan Lawlar getting called up, Kevin wanted me to do a little country Johnny Cash thing, so this is the best I've got. You hear that train a coming? It's rolling around the bend. The lawman's on his way to bring your outing to an end. Jordan Lawlar on his way. He will get called up by the Arizona Diamondbacks. We have more on the move, corresponding moves, and everything. We're also recapping this weekend series, so don't you go anywhere. We're starting in 30 seconds, and he shot a man in Reno just to watch him die, and now he's off to San Francisco to make that baseball fly. That's all I got. Let's go. Welcome into Studio K and the PHNX Diamondbacks podcast brought to you by our friends at Circle K. My name is Derek Montilla, obviously a guy that cannot sing like Johnny Cash, and you are watching the PHNX Diamondbacks show. I got my guy, Kevin Thomas, on the ones and twos, a.k.a. Large Intimate, and it's great to see you guys here today. Of course, we have big news. The Arizona Diamondbacks have officially promoted Jordan Lawlar to their major league roster. This is the second stint for Jordan Lawlar. Of course, Nick Picoro broke this story last night, and now the move is official. We are going to talk about that, of course, but we have so much to talk about, including recapping this weekend series with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And of course, we also have your Mailbag Monday questions. Great to see you guys here. Great to see Nicholas already complaining about my singing. I'll sing whenever I want to sing on this podcast, Nicholas. But I do appreciate you being here. Appreciate all you guys being here. Tanner wants to know, why are we punting games against divisional opponents? Because sometimes that's just what Torey Lovullo chooses to do. The Diamondbacks do split the 4-game series with the Dodgers. It's the first series split of the season for the Dodgers. Meanwhile, the Diamondbacks had their second shutout win of the season there with of course, Corbin Burns on the mound for them. The last time they did it was April 9th, 2025, which is a long time. Like, baseball is just one of those games where, honestly, with how good the Diamondbacks starting pitching rotation should be in theory, and how good the bullpen was at one time, you would think that the Diamondbacks would have more than one shutout victory of the year. I think that just goes to show how sketchy some of these wins have been, how few of games that the Diamondbacks have won that you could feel comfortable with them taking home the victory. But let me tell you, when Brandon Pfaadt or Corbin Burns was on the mound, they gave this team an absolute chance to win. This is also the first Diamondbacks shutout win versus the Dodgers since May 22nd of 2024. So about a year since the last time they did it, and only the third time since 2018 that they shut out the Dodgers. So we're going to focus on that. I mean, there's a lot of things we could focus here on, right? The Diamondbacks absolutely should have won this series 3-1. We know that that late inning collapse on Friday was disastrous. Luckily, the Diamondbacks bounced back with one of their better defensive performances the next day. It was a thorough game. And of course, both of the wins in this series are credited truly to the starting pitchers. Brandon Pfaadt was incredible, and on Thursday he came out, gave the Diamondbacks 6 1/3 innings against this Dodgers team. He allowed 4 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Then Corbin Burns does something even better on Saturday. He goes out there, gives the Diamondbacks 7 innings himself, allows 5 hits, no runs, walks 2, strikes out 5. And I know that there are, of course, I guess metrics that would make someone say that a pitcher had an elite outing. I will say that these were both elite outings, despite what the numbers say. I think the problem with going out there against a Dodgers team that's this good is going out and trying to overpower them, trying to go out there and strike a bunch of guys out. What the Diamondbacks did successfully was keep the Dodgers off the base path, because in this series, the Dodgers had a lot of hits, quite frankly. They had a lot of hits with runners in scoring position. In Game 2, they were 6 for 13 with runners in scoring position. So the Diamondbacks just needed to find a way to limit the runners on base by the Dodgers. And quite frankly, Corbin Burnes was outstanding. I can't say enough about Burnes. A lot of people that are Diamondbacks fans have been looking for a signature performance so far this season. This is it for you. 7 innings, 5 hits, 0 runs against one of the most offensively potent teams in baseball, right? A division rival, a night where the Diamondbacks really needed not only length, but a good outing from the starting pitcher. And that's what they got. Yes. And then there's yesterday's game and Friday's game. We don't want to talk about those games, really. Why? But yeah, no, those games were terrible. And of course, the Diamondbacks still have a lot of things to clean up. I think that's the biggest problem is, again, what happened on Friday was ridiculous. And all things considered, it's one of those situations where the Diamondbacks bullpen could not hold what we felt like was a pretty secure lead. And then things just kind of got completely out of control overall in that game. You also have Shohei Ohtani upstaging Lourdes Gurriel Jr., mocking him with his home run there at the late. Kevin gives that a big thumbs down. I will say that he who hits the biggest home run of the game gets the last laugh, and Ohtani got that on Friday. I know this does not help the charges and allegations against me about being a Dodgers fan, but I just have to say, yeah, man, I mean, you got it. You did it. And then, of course, as big as Lourdes' home run is and as understandable as it was for him to be as emotional and excited about it in the moment, it felt a very cathartic thing for him in the moment. I don't really feel like he was trying to really upstage the Dodgers, right? That was just Lourdes saying, thank God I did it. And man, what a big moment to do it in, right? However, it was early and it came a little too early. And there's some Diamondbacks fans that are mad about that. I mean, what are your thoughts overall on Ohtani kind of mocking him there at the end with his own home run?
First of all, I want to say I think you're right that he who laughs last laughs best or whatever. But
yeah,
I think it's kind of silly, right? 'Cause I think the Dodgers have this opinion of themselves as we're not Big Brother, we're not even related to you.
Right.
And then for Lourdes Gurriel, who's been struggling, right?
Sure.
To hit that home run, and for Shohei to look at that. And by the way, not look at Ketel Marte and do his celebration because he knows better.
It's fair.
He knows better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think you're kind of picking on something else. And I think
Cam makes a great point. Cam says Gurriel's was all emotion, Ohtani's was premeditated.
And also, as this is totally unrelated to Dbacks situation.
Give it to me.
As a Celtic fan, right?
Oh.
People always destroy Jason Tatum for being unoriginal and corny.
Yeah.
Ohtani, same cut from the same cloth.
I'll say this.
Just stealing celebrations, making it. He didn't even do it as good as Lourdes did.
One of the reasons why I always like Shohei Ohtani was he's this precocious little kid out there playing the game.
He's nasty.
He's nasty.
He's a mean, disgusting guy.
He's a bad guy. And he showed it in that moment. He showed his true character.
It wasn't even prompted.
No.
It was just, he was watching that you think you're just going to sell me on us?
Oh, Ohtani's so nice.
Oh, I can't wait until I step up.
No, he's not. No, he is
Shohei's making the call pop up the graphic. How many at-bats till I get to sell right
get him the graphic. Don't ever put that up on the screen. I don't care what Shane says.
That was Shane. That wasn't even me.
I don't ever want that graphic popping up on my show ever again. Oh, man, it's terrible. But Nicholas, yes, I agree with Nicholas. He says, I liked Ohtani before he went to the Dodgers. Could have gone anywhere else.
All those bad Los Angeles influences.
Yeah, they are. Those bad guys, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman.
Just the nastiest scum of the earth.
Yeah. Connor says another example of a likable guy going to LA and becoming a dirtbag. Yes, thank you, Connor. But yeah, let's take a look at the numbers from this series presented by our friends at Desert Financial. Of course, they always keep our numbers straight, and I thank them for getting me into a home. Lord knows I probably couldn't have done that on my own. Dodgers outscore the Diamondbacks in this 4-game series 25-20. The Diamondbacks actually hit more home runs at the Dodgers. They had 5 in that game too, 8-5 there. Runners in scoring position. Neither team was very good. The Dodgers honestly had a couple of good showings, right? Game 2, they were 6 for 13. Game 4, they were 4 for 16, but then they went 0 for 5 and 2 for 5. So the Diamondbacks just, again, this has been a big part of their season, is finding ways to get runners on base, but not being able to capitalize on those runners. 5 for 32. Tanner finds that to be egregious, and I kind of agree a little bit there. We also have the starting pitching ERA and relief pitching ERA should be much better for the Diamondbacks, to be honest. Diamondbacks have a 4.15 ERA. The reason for that mostly is the 6 earned runs allowed by Eduardo Rodriguez in his 2 2/3 innings on Friday, which the Diamondbacks still found a way to overcome. And then again, with the relief pitching ERA, same thing, that same game. Diamondbacks relievers in 6 innings gave up 6 earned runs, 4 earned runs allowed yesterday by both the starting pitching and the relievers as well. The Dodgers, again, they don't actually have very good numbers for their starting pitching or their relief pitching. Yamamoto has been incredible. In fact, he still leads Major League Baseball in ERA. The Diamondbacks got to him, and that's a good thing. It just shows that this team is capable of stepping up in the big moments, especially against a team like the Dodgers, and getting the job done. Their games were much closer, right? I mean, the Dodgers thoroughly won game 4, 8-1. I don't think there's any question of that other than Tanner, and his suggestion that the Diamondbacks and Torey Lovullo seem to punt on a game like this. They've actually been really good this year in series finales, but I've said that myself, especially if the Diamondbacks have a lead in a series, that they tend to not kind of go for the jugular there in the finale and get the series win or get the sweep or get whatever. And I said the S word, and I know I shouldn't have, but I said it. It's out there. I can't take it back. The Diamondbacks do need to find a way, though, to manage this situation with load leveling that Torey Lovullo is doing. I know we have a question about it today. I know I'm going to get into it more, but there needs to be a balance, right? And I think that's the big thing is if a guy is going to get a day off out of this lineup, especially with how critical some of these games are against a division opponent like the Dodgers, maybe that needs to come when one guy getting the day off and not multiple guys getting the days off. And I know Torey's also playing to guys, strengths and trying to get guys in there that make sense matchup wise, but this isn't the time to do it because the Diamondbacks right now just need to have their best lineup out there. I think that plays into why we are seeing the Diamondbacks call up Jordan Lawlar today, which again is something we are going to get to here shortly. But before we do that, let's take a look at the updated NL West standings. The Dodgers lead the division still there at 27-14, Padres at 25-14, Giants at 24-17, and then the Diamondbacks at 21-20 sit in 4th place. Right now, I'm not even going to make a grand case for this division. Like, there's just good teams in this division that have been playing well, and they have good records, right? It's going to even out a little bit, but like I said, the Diamondbacks right now sit 1 game above 500. That's not a great place to be in, and this month only gets tougher, right? You have this guy's Cardinals over there that are undefeated in their last 9 games?
Oh, just 8 straight, I think.
8 straight.
I think 8 straight.
Okay.
We actually have one more win, 1 less loss, but that's neither here nor there.
I'll tell you, it's a terrible time to be playing them, which the Diamondbacks do after they face a couple of more teams here in the NL West. So they do have a big series here against the Giants, and it's the first time playing them. So it does mean a lot, right? Like, it means a lot that the Diamondbacks have a good showing tonight and in this series against the Giants because they've been playing good baseball. And to be fair, they've kind of come in here and stolen the Diamondbacks spot as that number 3 team. Like, it's early. I don't want to get crazy. Don't want to really, worry too much about this. The problem is, though, is with how good these teams are, you can't start to drift back and then expect to make up ground. And right now they have an excellent chance to make up ground against the team that's directly in front of them in the Giants. And of course, they will have the help of Jordan Lawlar, which we'll talk about here shortly. I do want to get honest here for a moment and say the Diamondbacks absolutely should have won game 2. And I know that they didn't. And I know that maybe I jinxed them. Maybe my margaritas jinxed them. I don't know. I don't know who to blame. Maybe Damon jinxed them. Maybe Kevin jinxed them. I don't know. We got very excited when the Diamondbacks took a late lead there, and then they blew that game. And that was an uncharacteristically bad situation. Like, they really blew a game that they should have won and should have been able to hold it. But against the Dodgers, this team is world champions right now for a reason.
Derek, can I pull up this NL West graphic again real quick?
Please do.
It is really sad that if you're the Dbacks, all 4 teams in this division are balling out, and you sit in last, even though you're above 500.
We're going to call it last because
like I said, all 4 teams in this division are so good. And I just can't believe that, you can be in last above 500 in a 4-team division.
Are we going to gray out the Rockies eventually?
I think we should do a little tombstone.
They fired Bud Black. They blamed him. They blamed him.
At what point, Derek?
People.
At what point do we
blame Bud Black? Oh, crazy.
At what point do we put the tombstone on the graphic and gray it out?
Might have to call that TOD soon on the Rocky season. But we will be back here on the other side of this break to talk about the big news, the breaking news, which is that Jordan Lawlar has indeed been called up. It is official. Cam, you're right. Colorado belongs in AAA. We need to figure out a way to relegate teams. That's what Major League Baseball needs. It needs John Oliver to get involved with minor league system, and it needs the opportunity for some minor league team like the Binghamton Rumble Ponies or our very own Amarillo Calf Fries, Sod Poodle / Yellow City Pigweeds to get the call. So we're going to talk, though, about somebody else getting the call, and that's Jordan Lawlar on the other side of this break. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondbacks show. Of course, we love our friends at All Pro Shade Concepts, and you will too if you decide to have them come out, give you a free estimate, and find a way to extend your outdoor living area with a custom fit awning. Of course, we have they have hundreds of designs and colors to choose from that will match any home. It will also be HOA compliant. And of course, they can offer roll down shades that will block out 95% of those dangerous UV rays. They will also keep your patio up to 20 degrees cooler. So check them out right now. They've been in business in the Valley right here for 20 years. They are voted #1 by Ranking Arizona for patio shades in 2024. And they have a BBB A+ rating with over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google. So give them a call at 623-204-1476 or visit allproshadeconcepts.com now to schedule your free estimate. And if you are looking for ways to save money, make money, and improve your financial situation, Monarch Money is the way to go. Finances can be messy and confusing, and more importantly, we don't have time to keep track of everything that we've signed up for. How many streaming services do you have? How much are you paying for those? When was the last time they increased the price on them? You might not even be paying attention to things like this, not to mention the fact that we have 401ks, stocks, savings accounts, CDs, all sorts of other finances, and you can keep track of those with Monarch Money. It's more than an average budgeting app. Monarch Money is a complete financial command center for your accounts, investments, and goals. And that's the biggest thing, is that it will help you reach a goal, set a goal, reach a goal, which is something we don't do often enough. We know we have goals, right, Kevin? But we don't often actually sit down and set what those goals are.
Yeah, I actually am a Monarch Money user, and 2 minutes ago I got a notification telling me that I've exceeded my flexible money budget by X amount.
Oh no, is that for the week or for the month?
It's for the month.
Oh wow, we are only at the 12th.
We are, but things are happening. But I think Monarch Money is a really nice service.
Yeah,
I think
that's incredible.
You can set goals on the app. Say, I want to save for this trip, and you can set what account you're going to put it in.
Yeah.
And you can track it that way. It's a great app, great way to track your money.
Love it. And again, sometimes you just need that extra help, that extra motivation, and Monarch Money can do that for you. Get control of your overall finances with Monarch Money. Use code PHNX at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code PHNX. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the 2025 debut of one Jordan Lawlar. As first reported by our guy Nick Pecoro for AZ Central last night, I got notifications in the middle of the night. My phone's blowing up. I'm trying to get a good night's sleep. It was Mother's Day. Mimosas were drank, right? I mean, this is we didn't go as hard as the margarita situation on Friday, but still, early night sleep to get ready for the week. And instead, I am brought awake with all of these phone calls and text messages that the Diamondbacks are calling up their top prospect, Jordan Lawlar. Now, this isn't his first stint in Major League Baseball, but of course, this might be the time that it actually sticks for Lawlar. Per Torey Lovullo, who over the last couple of weeks had been kind of, I'm not saying hemming and hawing, but he's been asked about Jordan Lawlar, and the biggest, I guess, hurdle was ensuring that Lawlar could play second base well, and that if he was called up, he would essentially be okay with rotating around, which sounds like what Torey plans to do. It sounds like the plan with Jordan Lawlar is to get him time at third base, shortstop, second base. This would allow Torey to rest those guys, or perhaps play Ketel at DH a little more. I'm not sure. Ketel's defense has been so good since his return that I don't know if I'm particularly ready to see him miss a bunch of time there at second base, but there's options now. And the bigger thing is that Jordan Lawlar has been having a fairly successful season for the Reno Aces. He's hitting .336, .431, .579. That's for a 992 OPS. He has 6 home runs, 31 RBI in 37 games for the Aces. And again, this is just a case where Lawlar is the Diamondbacks' top prospect. I believe he's the number 4 prospect overall in baseball, according to MLB Pipeline. And I mean, he's legit. He's legit. Lawlar has a 60 grade speed. He has a 60 grade hit tool and a 60 grade glove. So I mean, this kid is a well-rounded player, 5-tool player. And the fact that he is able to go out there at a major league level potentially and play defense at all 3 infield positions says a lot about his versatility and what he could bring to this game. That was the biggest hurdle, though, obviously, was where will Jordan Lawlar get playing time at? And according to Troy Lovallo, he will start at one of those positions or get playing time at one of those positions 4 times per week. So I think that allows him to really stay active and not impact his overall player development. That's the biggest problem with calling up a minor leaguer that you don't intend to use every day, is them just not getting regular at bats. And also, I hate to say this, but I've witnessed this with my own eyes. The coaching is an ongoing process at a major league level, but I don't think it's necessarily the coaching that people think that these guys get, because it's just day after day after day, 162 games. There's little coaching sessions. There's obviously fundamentals and stuff that is always kind of worked on, but I think it's different as far as the focus that an individual player gets at a minor league level versus at a major league level. You're just kind of part of the team, whereas at a minor league level, especially the importance to the organization that Jordan Lawlar is, he's probably getting some individual attention and coaching on his needs and his shortcomings, things that he can improve on, stuff directly related on a day-to-day basis as far as coaching and improving him. All right. So there's a good chance he's still going to get that at a major league level. It just happens to be a little bit more, dialed in. Candace Montoya asks 4 times a week. How? Well, again, there's the fact that, Geraldo Perdomo and Gino have played a lot. So there's a good chance those guys will get days off their feet. Those guys can DH or just have the day off. Ketel Marte, again, another opportunity there. Jordan Lawlar can also DH, right? So there's just that chance for guys to get in there and have that versatility. It's not like we haven't seen Garrett Hampson and Tim Tawa being, used a lot, right? Especially Tawa, we've seen him in there a bit. And I guess the good news, not good news for these guys, but good news at least in general, is that the corresponding move seems to be that the Diamondbacks have DFA'd Garrett Hampson. They've designated Garrett Hampson for assignment. So Tim Tawa has not been sent down to Reno, nor has he been released, which he wouldn't be. That's not part of this. But they also DFA'd Jose Castillo, and that was to make room for Kendall Graveman, who was also back on the major league roster. Graveman was an acquisition. He's on a 1-year contract this year. We got him during the offseason. Could be a big factor in the bullpen. He missed all of 2024 due to a shoulder surgery. In 2023, he was pretty good, at least at not allowing runs. He had a 2.43 ERA, but that was in 23 games, had a really high whip at 1.522. So he surrendered a lot of walks, a lot of hits, but he only allowed 6 earned runs in 22 and a third innings pitched. So Graveman seems to be a guy that can kind of keep things together and not let guys get in. We'll see what kind of contribution that he can make to this team, because he was very good from 2021 through 2023. In 186 appearances, he had a 2.74 ERA and 24 saves. So that is coming to the Diamondbacks bullpen. Meanwhile, Jordan Lawlar coming to the lineup. I haven't seen the lineup yet. Interesting to see if he starts tonight or if he just gets in the game. But one Paul Goldschmidt did make his actual debut against the San Francisco Giants. So it's fun that, of course, here we are making at least a 2025 debut. This isn't Lawlar's actual major league debut. That was back in 2023. Played 14 games for the Diamondbacks. Did not go well. He hit 129, 206, 129 for a 335 OPS in 14 games. So hopefully we see a much better, more improved Jordan Lawlar. But I'm kind of with you a little bit, Candace, and some of you in the chat. I'm not exactly sure how this will all shake up, where everybody will get playing time, especially Tim Tawa, now that the Diamondbacks have a guy in there that they plan on getting into the rotation regularly. So not sure how this is going to work out, but it does give Troy Lovallo some more options. Hopefully we can see him have that good transition, right? We can see Lawlar come up and actually maybe not hit what he was hitting for the Reno Aces at 336 with a 992 OPS, but have something close to that, right? And just be able to kind of add something to this offense that's been missing right now. The Diamondbacks, once again, as we talked about with that series with the Dodgers, were able to get guys into scoring position, but when it came to converting those runners to runs scored, they did not do a good job of that. And they have not done a good job of that all season long. It feels like, once again, there's that disconnect between the first couple of guys in the starting lineup and the guys 5 through 7 and the way they're hitting and the way they're contributing to the offense. So not sure where Lawlar will fit in, most likely at the bottom end of the lineup, but he will add his bat, he will add his speed, and he will add his defense to this team. And I think more than anything, it feels like the Diamondbacks in doing this are doing everything they can to win. That's what fans want to see. I think that's what you guys are calling for, especially when you saw Garrett Hampson make the mistakes that he did. There's arguably a game or two that he cost this team, and who knows if someone else was in there, if it would have gone the same way. We don't live in that timeline. We live in this timeline, right? And this timeline now has Jordan Lawlar as a part of it, and it's exciting, right? It's exciting to see what he can do. The Diamondbacks have been notoriously good at having young players come up and have success when they first reach the major league roster. We really need to see that right now out of Jordan Lawlar, and we really need to see him come up and give something to this team right now. This is a very important series in San Francisco, so he's not just getting called up, to face just any team. This is big, and it just goes to show how much this team right now feels like it needs something like this, some sort of spark, right? So far, so good for Lawlar in AAA. It's been one of his better seasons when you look at his overall numbers. So you feel pretty good about the consistency that he brings into this particular year. But again, there's also looking once again at his numbers from 2023. I recommend being cautiously optimistic about Lawlar coming up, just because we don't want to have knee-jerk reaction. Don't do the thing where you want him DFA'd if he doesn't find success in 3 games. Let's not do that. Let's give the young man some time.
Give him 4 games, right?
Absolutely. A little something about that. Once again, your Cardinals, right? They've found some success with some of their young guys.
Correct. Yeah, no, I was actually talking to beloved Damon Dog about how he had a whole slander campaign a couple years ago against Jordan Walker, and about how he kind of was apologizing for maybe jinxing my guy Jordan Walker a little bit.
Yeah. He should be. But again, this once again is a great time for the Diamondbacks to get something out of Lawlar, or some sort of excitement going on, and I think Lawlar is going to bring that. Last season in 2024, and he just had 12 games here for the Reno Aces, but he did hit 367, 439, 592 with a 1030 OPS. So Lawlar's been on track here, at least for the Aces, ever since he arrived, and it would be great to see him keep on that train on up here. And there's the second time I referenced a train when it comes to Jordan Lawlar, so I feel successful.
It's like it's just the Johnny Cash effect.
It's
planes, trains, automobiles.
I was talking like it all morning. I would just come into the room and my cadence absolutely changed. And then next thing I know,
your voice would drop a couple octaves.
I'm singing in a different range. See, I even rhymed there. What happened?
And you're dragging all your words at the end. You're just saying.
Please stop me.
Whatever.
Please stop me right now. Well, we are going to stop for a brief moment. We're going to talk a little bit about some of our wonderful partners. But of course, one thing I did want to talk to you about before we did that is the PHNX Ball Knower bonus. Kevin, you know about this? Are you a ball knower, Kevin?
Depends on who you ask around these parts.
Let's talk about the ball knower bonus, by the way. You can win a gift card to the PHNX merch store if you make your pick correctly. That's how the ball knower bonus works. All you have to do is click the link in the description and then make your pick. Then you place your order in the ALLCITY merch store, $25 minimum. If you pick correctly over at our merch store, then you get a gift card to the merch store for the same amount as your original order. One important thing is you must click the link in the chat or in our show notes to qualify for the gift card. So here we are. We have some upcoming winners of the next Diamondbacks Dodgers series. You can take the Diamondbacks as option 1. You can be a bad person and take the Dodgers with option 2. I'm not trying to influence your decision in any way, but basically you do that, you make an order, and when that series comes and goes, if you picked correctly, you will get a gift card from us for that amount. So again, for ball knowers, make your pick, then place an order. If you pick correctly, you're going to get a gift card from us for the same amount as your order. That's the ball knower bonus from PHNX. All on sale items are eligible for this promotion. So as long as the total value is $25 or more at checkout, you are a part of it. So of course, we will have that link in our description, and we have more to discuss. And that more to discuss is what we do around here on Mondays. And you guys know what we do on Mondays. You know what every Monday is on the show. So don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching the PHNX Diamondbacks show. Of course, whatever the moment, it is never ordinary at Bet365. Bet365 has 90 million users worldwide, and for good reason. It's an aesthetically pleasing app. You know I love those. But also, it offers early payout offers across MLB, NBA, NHL, all of that. Right now, new customers can get down on our offer using PHNX 365. You'll get some bonus bets as well. But with that MLB early payout offer, you're a winner if your team goes ahead by 5 runs. And that's with an instant payout or straight bets and parlay selections. All will be marked as winners. Of course, new customers, again, get that $150 bonus. Do not miss out on getting down on Bet365. Of course, they do offer the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting across 78 sports. And again, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. All you got to do is sign up, use that code of PHNX365 when you do. Deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 or more to receive $150 in bonus bets. Win or lose. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, players, props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or over and physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, text NEXT STEP to 53342, or visit problemgambling.az.gov. And just like your favorite team needs a home field advantage, you can have one with Empire Today. Empire Today is looking to improve your home flooring because they are home flooring experts. And that's what you need when you are doing something as permanent in your home as flooring. Things change all the time, but if you get good flooring, hopefully you'll never need to change it. And Empire Today has flooring experts that are dedicated professionals who focus on flooring every single day. They don't have other jobs. They don't have other things going on in their big box store. They're just here to help you with your flooring, and they will come to you. That's why Empire Today is your best bet for new flooring. They live and breathe flooring. They eat flooring. They dream flooring, and they will be with you every step of the way. The flooring experts will bring the showroom right to your home. That way you can compare what those samples are going to look like to the rest of your room, the colors in your house, and more. So Empire Today, you also get clear and upfront pricing, all-inclusive pricing, plus you can schedule installation as soon as the next day. Schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. PHNX listeners can receive a $350 discount when you use promo code PHNX. That's right, $350 discount with code PHNX. Restrictions do apply. Visit EmpireToday/PHNX for full details. All right, what's happening here? Why am I a Dodgers fan, Kevin? Do we know?
Oh, I mean, that's because you are a Dodgers fan.
No.
Also, it wasn't why are they calling me a Dodgers fan? You said, Kevin, why am I a Dodgers fan? I think that might have been a little bit of a Freudian slip.
Guilty as charged, I guess.
You're telling me. I don't know. Maybe you should stop talking about it. I don't know.
Yeah, just throw it out there.
Burying yourself a hole. I will wait before we get to mailbag and the rest of the beautiful things.
You're bearing the lead.
No, but I'm saying there was an impromptu mailbag question, and I think before we get to mailbag, I wanted to ask you about it before I forgot.
Oh no.
Fleaball27 in the chat, who also has an additional mailbag question a little later on, says, not super familiar with wrestling. Who is the equivalent of Sabu in baseball? RIP.
Wow, that's a great question. Sabu is a legend in the game. I actually witnessed his final match before my very eyes, which I never thought in a million years was going to be his final match. But after I saw what I saw, I understand how it could have been his final match. And I'm still suspicious of the impacts that had on the cause of death. But I will move on and say Sabu is homicidal, genocidal, suicidal. That was his tagline. And he was an absolute lunatic when it came to the professional wrestling. An absolute innovator. He changed the game. Some of your favorite wrestling moves that you've seen were basically made up by Sabu, especially if it involved kicking someone in the face with a chair or something of the sort. But I don't know. I would have a hard time. I think there's a lot of guys from the 90s that kind of remind me of Sabu. Like, I think a little bit of Randy Johnson, just because like there's some nastiness there. There's some legit fear. Like, Sabu was a legitimate, like, badass. And I mean, again, it's pro wrestling, and sometimes it's hard to have that kind of aura in a form of entertainment that a lot of people know is predetermined and isn't an actual like fighting sport, right? It's something that it gets ridiculed for. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. Randy Johnson's a little crazy for sure.
What about Duke Ellis, the man who pitched the no-hitter on acid?
That's pretty good.
I feel like that's about as Sabu.
See, that's what I would get
as it gets.
I think of like Josh Naylor has a little Sabu in him.
He does,
right? He's a little psychopath, right? And it's the love of the pain, right? That's what I really
not the
feel
love
like.
of the game, but
it's
the
not
love of the pain.
It's the love of the pain, right? But yeah, no, man, that guy was he was indeed one of one. What I am going to be most sad about, just on a personal tangent here, is that every time I went to Las Vegas, I would always see Sabu at the Nerd, which is this bar that we frequent, and a lot of wrestlers hang out there. RVD with his girlfriends are always there. There's a lot of old school wrestlers there that you'll find in the Nerd, and I mean all the time. Human Tornado's there right now, but I will say that like I had this feeling of dread, like sadness, like true sadness, not just for a celebrity that I liked his work and was a fan of. Like, I legitimately realized I wasn't going to see him at the Nerd anymore, and got sad. Like, he was never in a good mood, and he was never like particularly nice to me, which again, that part reminds me a little bit of Randy Johnson, but like, he was always there, and he's a legend, and you could always just buy Sabu a shot, and he would definitely do a shot with you. And rest in peace, man. Now you got me all sad before.
Well, Killer X said Tommy Pham is Sabu.
Yes, thank you, Killer X. That's definitely.
And also, while we're rolling,
the correct energy.
Sean says, "Love of the pain" should be cemented as the AZ Sports fan motto.
We'll put it on a shirt. But all right, let's get to what today is, because you know what today is. You know what every year is. Every year is the year of the snake. Every month on this podcast is Black History Month. Every month on this podcast is Women's History Month. And every month on this podcast, of course, is Black Women's History Month. Every week is Shark Week. Every single day is Earth Day. But on Mondays, God damn it, we go to the mailbag. Kevin, blast that music.
My mailbox, always something interesting in my mailbox. I try to get to everything in my mailbox, and then once in a while there's a letter that makes me go wow, wow. My mailbox.
All right, Kev, what do we got? First question in the mailbox.
First up, Jacob Schultz. Do you think Timmy T should get permanently moved to a corner outfield spot? He's been error-laden at second base, and we have needed a right-hand bat in outfield for a long time.
It's a great point. I mean, he hasn't played a ton out there, but he did have 14 games in the outfield in 2024 for the Reno Aces. Same year, he played 17 games in the outfield for the Amarillo Sod Poodles. The reason why I like this idea is because where is Tim Tawa going to get playing time now that Jordan Lawlar is going to be called up, right? Lawlar is going to need to get as much playing time as he can get. Tawa deserves, playing time as well, right? So he's a guy that most likely will be here as a utility player to back guys up. I don't know. I never felt like he was a big candidate to play the outfield. That's the reason why the Diamondbacks kept Garrett Hampson around. Garrett Hampson could play all three infield positions, and he could also play the outfield. And that's the reason why the Diamondbacks went with him over like Ildemaro Vargas during, spring training and other guys, right? So I do think that they're going to have to find somewhere else for Tawa to play in order for him to get playing time. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of mean suggestions from Tanner and Killer Rex in the chat that I'm not going to repeat, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a world where Tawa does get sent back down to Reno to mostly, once again, get more at bats, because I don't know where his at bats are going to come from. So what else we got?
Next up, Grudy. Why does Torrey continue to rest guys so much? It isn't working. We have dealt with injuries to big-name players with or without rest. Meanwhile, guys like Judge, Ohtani, Witt, just to name a few players, every day, they play every day, no problem. Does he not remember we missed the playoffs by 1 game?
Oh, he definitely remembers. I can assure you of that, Grudy, that he very, very much remembers missing the playoffs by 1 game. I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, the reason why is because it's his philosophy as a manager. It always has been. I mean, he even joked earlier this year that he promised us that he wasn't going to sit guys after they had a 5-hit game the next day. So at least that felt like a step in the right direction. A lot of people ask this question. I think that part of it for Torrey is early here in the season, right? I think he's kind of stressed that, and I still don't think we're out of what they consider to be the early part of the season. You're right. The Diamondbacks have had injuries pile up on them. And in fact, Torrey still blames himself for some of those injuries because he felt like he, in his words, that he used guys too much, which quite frankly goes the opposite direction of what a lot of fans like yourself feel, right? So I don't know, other than that Torrey feels like as a manager that this is the best route to keep guys fresh. He sees it as a marathon and not a sprint. And even if the team is struggling here early, doesn't really want to deviate from that path just to try to put his best lineup out there every single night. And that's really what it comes down to, is he wants these guys to stay healthy and he wants them to last the full season. And unfortunately, there's this area, this red zone, as I think he's referred to it as. It's this early period of time when guys aren't fully stretched out and aren't fully ready to go, and injuries are more likely during this case. But again, just because you sit guys and don't play them every day doesn't mean they're not going to get injured. And that's something that he's realized. There's nothing you can do sometimes to stop the injuries. So that's really what it comes out to, is that he's trying his best to keep his guys healthy. And even if it's not the right decision, I feel like it's not something he's going to change too much. And hopefully what we'll see is, as we reach the dog days of summer in June and July, we'll see those guys playing regularly as he's promised that we will. So that's where we're at. What else we got?
JJ, a.k.a. Dumplings, wants to know, is it time for Erod to give up his spot in the rotation?
Oh,
He
yeah,
performs like the 2024 Jordan Montgomery. He wouldn't even hustle to get the ball in the game.
Yeah, that bothered me too. Bothered a lot of people. I think that there is this, you got to do, if you're not pitching well, you got to do everything else you can, right? Hustle, show some hustle, make an attempt at a play. I mean, even if you're not locked in, like, I want to see effort. And I will tell you that only flies so far with this managing, with this coaching staff, with Torey Lovullo, right? He will let guys hit below 100 as long as they're giving it their all. But the minute that you start doing this, there's a good chance that maybe a decision like that is made. The one thing I give the Diamondbacks credit for is that they don't really shy away from making those tough decisions. Ryan Nelson was excellent in his 2 innings of work against the Dodgers, but it was just 2 innings. Ryan Nelson also has a situation where the Diamondbacks cannot keep doing this with Ryan Nelson. They need to, I guess I can't say the one word I want to say, but poop or get off the pot, right? They need to do that because, quite frankly, Ryan Nelson doesn't have much time for them to continue to play this game of stretching him out or not stretching him out, having him go a little bit, not having him go a little bit, bullpens, this and that. Like, he's not going to be stretched out. He's not going to be an option for a starting pitcher if the Diamondbacks don't do something about it. So as much as it would be what you said, demoting Erod and giving Ryan Nelson possibly that spot, that might not be an option for too much longer if they continue to utilize him as a reliever, because getting him stretched back out, once again, is not going to be easy, and the risk of injury is high. And we already talked about how Torrey feels about the risk of injury. But all right, what else we got, Kevin?
The flea ball is back.
Hey, there
Mark
it is.
Grace works for the Dbacks. Can he help Naylor at first? He didn't have to throw it that hard to Gabby on Friday. Maybe Pavin is a better option?
We tried to warn you. We tried to tell you Josh Naylor was going to be a comparable bat for Christian Walker, but not comparable defensively. And honestly, even the other options that the Diamondbacks were particularly going to bring in, including Christian Walker himself, had not been that good in ways this year. So I don't know, though. I do think that there's a problem when your first baseman kind of has this not cringe, I don't know, Like I get a sick feeling in my gut anytime like a ball is
Queasy.
thrown over him, a queasiness. Like for easy plays, it's not the difficult plays that he might not have made a good defensive play on, and you might have been like, well, Walker would have made that. Like those aren't the ones that bother me. It is the simple plays. It's the throws that look so, I don't know, scared. It's the throws that look so like the throws that lack confidence, right? Again, it also shows how important defense is over there at first base and how you can't just put anybody over there just because they have a good bat and expect them to still give you what Christian Walker gave you over there, right? So I don't know. I mean, I'm with you there. I wouldn't mind seeing Pavin Smith get some more opportunities. I also still think that Josh Naylor is working on it, and he's trying his best to be as good defensively as he can be. I love Josh Naylor. I love his book ones that are the same color as my book ones that I have. Mine just aren't cleats. And I want Josh Naylor to get dialed in, right? But Chris Payne suggests that Naylor would be a good DH, and I don't argue with that. I mean, again, there just might be other options at first base that might provide you with some more stability at defense over there. But again, this is roster management now. Where do we put guys? How many guys do we have that can't play regularly? Where's Jordan Lawlar going to play? Where's Tim Towle going to play? A lot of things to balance now with these changes that the Diamondbacks have made. So let's get one more, and then we'll get a last commercial break in here.
All righty. Adam Schattenberg, what are your Lawlar stats estimates in the bigs? Player comp?
I am forecasting him to hit around 260. I think he's going to have success. I think he's going to have more success than he had previously, but I don't know if he's going to necessarily come up and tear the cover off the ball, but I hope he does. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm so wrong. I hope he hits 325 and mashes 25 home runs. But I will say, as far as a player comp, one guy I've heard him compared to is Carlos Correa. They have kind of similar builds. Correa was kind of lanky, same height, like 6'3", 6'4", right around there. Both were way about the same, 190 pounds. And Correa was drafted number 1 by the Houston Astros back in 2012. So he is definitely a guy who I would say, based on, some of the physical attributes, and honestly, even his batting stance is kind of the same. The right-handed batting stance and bat speed are similar. Another comp is Bobby Witt Jr. Both guys are considered to be 5-tool players with high upside. Both guys have good speed. Again, 60 grade speed, 60 hitting, good fielding skills. There you go. Nicholas Gruder, says Bobby Witt. Another comp has been Corbin Carroll, which again, that's kind of a fun comp. So we'll see what Jordan Lawlar can do at a major league level. I think that's the most exciting part about this is, as much as you want to believe that he is going to be the answer, might not be, but hopefully he is everything we've been looking for and more. And again, I'm also very excited about the fact that the Diamondbacks somehow find a way to just make a good transition for young players to come up, find their way early on. So Tanner says, I think it'll be lucky to be over 200 average. Tanner's not in a great mood.
Sheesh.
Tanner's not in a great mood today.
It's Monday.
I understand.
We just started the week.
I know. Well,
we got 4 more days, brother.
That Sunday game is enough to drive any Diamondbacks fan crazy.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
What we'll do, though, is we'll answer some more Mailbag Monday questions on the other side of this break. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondback Show. We love our friends at Branded Bills. They make incredible hats, and if you are looking to purchase an incredible hat for your collection, got to check out brandedbills.com. If you are looking to have some incredible gear made for you and your brand, Branded Bills is the company you're looking for. Branded Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear. You can start your order right now, and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel you need. Again, we talked about getting the chance to go to their facility, their headquarters, and see how these are made. And these patches and the quality of these hats are incredible. They also partner with the Phoenix Suns, ASU, U of A, and more. And they're a local company from right here in Mesa, Arizona. So check them out. You got to head to brandedbills.com and use our code of BBPHNX for 20% off your first order. That's BBPHNX. And also join us for some fun times out at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. You don't need us to go with you. You can go and have a blast on your own. As they say, you do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. You can visit any one of their 4 locations, but I suggest Wild Horse Pass because they have their, of course, incredible BetMGM Sportsbook over there with massive screens. They have some amazing food, drinks, and all of the action, especially for the NBA playoffs, UFC 315. How was that, Kevin? Did you go out there this weekend for that?
I didn't end up making it out there. I did watch UFC 315. It was good. It would have been a lot better if I was at Gila River, though. I would have enjoyed myself a lot more.
It's the ultimate place to watch and win. Of course, place your bets and experience the excitement there at the sportsbook. And then go downstairs and have yourself a ball at their gaming tables and over 4,500 slot machines. So you do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playatgila.com for more details. Kevin, do we have some more questions in the mailbag today?
Derek, you know that we do, brother.
What do we got today, Kev?
Michael Rokicki, familiar favorite here. What amount will be greater? The amount of Dodger fans that were at Chase Field this weekend, or how many times Bert mentions the Pavin 3-homer game tonight?
That's a push. I think that's a push. I don't know. There were a lot of people in attendance this weekend at the Diamondbacks games, and a lot of those people were Dodgers fans. I saw that young lady with the delightful sign that said "Leave Arizona" as the LA logo.
Very clever.
That went a little viral. I applaud her for that. A lot of people were in attendance this weekend, and in fact, the total attendance is ranked, I believe, 5th all time, 5th 4-game series all time at Chase Field. 182,839 people in attendance. Crazy. A lot of people. I'm still going the Pavin. I'm still thinking Bert mentioning the Pavin game is going to be more than the Dodgers fans that were there this weekend. It's his favorite thing to do, especially when they actually play the team that he hit them against. What else we got?
Next up, Yoshi wants to know, do we think the loss on Friday was the result of angering the actual purple people eaters in response to Bert, parenthetically, and the Snakes account admin, calling us the purple people eaters? In other words, did we lose to the ghost of the 60s, 70s Vikings?
Yeah, for those of you that might not know, I'm very old, so I actually remember this. The Purple People Eaters were a defensive line for the Vikings there in like the late 60s, early 70s, and they wreaked havoc all over NFL. I also believe they kind of became like the Buffalo Bills, where they lost every single Super Bowl that they were in. So I don't want that kind of ghost following us around. And maybe, just maybe, that's the reason why. I don't believe in things like jinxes and curses. What I do believe in is overusage of bullpen arms and not managing things correctly. So, I don't know. I don't know if it was the ghost of dead football players, but chances are it probably was.
What if it was the ghost of the artist that sang the Purple People Eater?
What was his name?
Shep Woolley.
Oh my God. Shep
Woolley. Wooley.
We got a Shep ghost following us around. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. No, I think Purple People Eaters is an outdated reference that nobody really knows or uses anymore.
The team that played in the 60s and 70s, and the song that was released in 1958.
I mean, hey, I thought, look, when I first saw the jerseys, I also wanted to say Purple People Eater, but like, you know those commercials where they teach people how to not be their parents, right? Like I've gone through those courses now, and I've tried my best not to be. So like, at least I recognize when my initial knee-jerk reaction is to go to some sort of old-timey phrase that nobody in 2025 is going to remember.
These jerseys are the Dickens.
Yeah. Sean says, we've established they are the Perpientis. That's what we call them. That's what they are. So, all right, what else we got?
Coming up next, we got Craig Jr. Oh. Now that Jordan Lawlar is getting called up, which cartoon character best represents his vibe on the field? Are we talking Bugs Bunny Smooth, Danny Phantom Sneaky, or like a baseball playing Jimmy Neutron with an elite baseball IQ?
Well, I like that you gave me choices here, but let me do this on my own, because now I feel like my instinct is to think Bugs Bunny in the classic Bugs Bunny cartoons, not the newer ones, not the ones where he rooms with Daffy. I don't need to see. Yeah, there's a whole There's a whole newer section of Looney Tunes cartoons where Bugs and Daffy just live together and have jobs. It's awful. I don't want that from my Looney Tune characters. I want him living in the ground. I want him to have a little mailbox that says B period bunny next to it. And I want him fighting with a bull or something, right? Some sort of cowboy or something. So that's my instinct. I'm going to give you the correct answer. And the correct answer is that Jordan Lawlar is Robin Hood from Disney's 1973 classic Robin Hood, where he's the Red Fox. Now, if you've ever seen that movie, you will know that Robin Hood is just naturally good at everything. He can't stop hitting the bullseye. He's just smooth, and he makes everything look effortless. And he's also very, for an anamorphic animal, very handsome, I guess I would say. So yeah, I mean, these are all the traits that fit Jordan Lawlar. I also think that, again, there's a Bugs Bunny vibe to him, but he needs to have success in order to fit this kind of description, right? Now, there's a high bar. I didn't give him, some sort of, low character to achieve. I feel like Robin Hood's that's a big one to reach.
Honestly, all the options are very big, cartoonishly large shoes to fill. But Bugs Bunny feels right.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny. Like where he was like just minding his business and somebody comes in and starts annoying him. So he's like, oh, I have to put it to this guy right now. That Bugs Bunny. That's my favorite version of Bugs Bunny. He's just minding his business and stupid. Anyway.
I'm thinking of even something dumber. I was thinking of like Jordan Lawlar finding out he gets called up. Like the manager calls him into the office and he sits him down and Jordan just goes, what's up, Skip?
No.
Yeah, see, that's how dumb it was.
Get out. I'll finish the show by
myself. It's okay because people are going
No.
to hate me even more for the next mailbag question, so it's
let's
fine.
get to it. Let's
just keep the good times.
Bad takes, Kevin.
Let's just keep the good times are rolling. Laissez les bon temps rouler. Hanley wants to know, what are more of Kevo Post's hot takes? Does he enjoy a good stadium wave session?
Yeah. Kevin posted some dumb crap on Twitter today, and I couldn't get past this. Kevin had to tweet out, can we agree that cereal is for children? No, Kevin, we can't. And nobody did with you. I went through the comments. I was so fascinated by the amount of people that told you to shove it. And that is exactly the reason why I was glad that we brought this up. Kevin gives these hot takes every once in a while. And
I'm getting DFA'd, Derek.
We don't have time to deal with your nonsense. And I'm actually on board with Caesar. I'm making some changes. At least we're teaching a guy at AAA how to produce is what we're doing.
Look,
so that we can call him up.
Chat, for the record, that was not me qualitatively saying whether I like or dislike cereal. I don't mind cereal. Cereal's fine. They have good cereals out there.
I hear it in your voice.
But no, listen. My point was,
cereal's great. Cereal's versatile. It's for children.
Versatile?
They literally make adult
It's
cereals.
Versatile? Are you serious? The thing that you eat this
for breakfast, you can eat it for lunch. It's totally acceptable to eat as a dessert. Dinner,
What?
not so much, but a dessert, yes. Are you kidding me? Have you never had Lucky Charms for dessert?
Okay,
My
listen.
man, have you never had Cinnamon Toast Crunch for dessert?
Again, hear me out. All the cereals that you all want to name, fire cereals.
I know.
Delicious cereals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you now going to deny that the leprechaun that shoots marshmallows out of his hands and hangs out with kids in a forest, that's not a children's commercial? That's not a branding meant
Kevin,
to entice and excite children so their
How
parents.
much weed I smoke, Kevin? Do you understand how enticing that is to me?
It's just not.
I don't even want Lucky Charms until that commercial comes on, and then it's straight to the pantry, 2 bowls, whole milk, bang. Kevin,
Also, I'm learning for the first time that people eat cereal for dessert.
You have never done that.
No,
you've never done
because
that.
okay, the same thing I said.
That's how
The
you
same thing I
transition
said.
the sugary cereals into adulthood.
The same thing
as a snack. You bring them dry to work in a little bag. You eat them for dessert. These are the ways that I can still enjoy Cocoa Puffs and those amazing s'more cereals that Malto Meal makes. And Max is going to be so mad at me for the number of free ads I'm giving out here, but I don't give a damn because Captain Crunch would be furious with you. He would make you walk the plank, is what he would make you do.
That's fine.
And
Whatever. He
say,
can make me do
"Oops,
whatever. My
oops,
point is
Kevin."
though, if you have if you're lucky enough to have a fully stocked pantry, right? And you're hungry and you need a snack and you're reaching for some cereal, that's fine. But is it really like the hill you're gonna die on? I feel like this is something.
Yes.
I feel like I just feel like it's not real food. It's not real food.
Cereal or what age? It is made for everybody to enjoy. Just like so many things in this great country that Kevin doesn't want you to enjoy because he decides who gets to do what when based on what? Gender, age, religion, sexual orientation? I am not going to let Kevin tell any of you that you can't do anything you want to do in life, especially eat cereal as a grown adult. In fact, I implore you to go out, buy the sugariest cereal you can find, and send Kevin pictures of you eating it for dessert because this man deserves the shame. This is not just a bad take. This is the worst take. And I am not going to stand by and just let it pass on Twitter like he didn't say it. It's not happening. Oh, man.
Okay.
All
Last thing I'll say on this, right, is I want to address Groundhog Mama that says, what do I eat for breakfast, right? Me personally, in an ideal situation, like perfect day kind of thing, no. I'm fasting until lunch.
No.
If I do eat breakfast, no. It's like real food. It's like eggs, maybe some sort of protein thing, some sort of maybe rice, maybe even a vegetable. Oh, Lord forbid I get a fruit in there. Oh my God. But no, I like cereal. Cereal's fine. It's just if you're, you know, if you have a degree, I don't know if cereal's for you.
You can follow me on Twitter at @cap_caveman. Don't follow him. He doesn't deserve it for his takes. I'm not even giving you his handle. Marshall is at PHNX_Dbacks, but all roads lead to @PHNX_sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You know where to go. You know what to do. We appreciate your time. More importantly, we appreciate your appreciation of cereal. I appreciate you. Go eat your cereal right now and send Kevin pictures of it. Of course, we appreciate your time. We will be back here with another post-game show tomorrow night, and Jesse Friedman will be joining us for that. So make sure to stop by. We can't wait for that. Of course, go Diamondbacks tonight. Go you. Have a wonderful evening. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it's so much more fun when you eat cereal.
Is it though?